Well, welcome to MealPro Cooking Channel. If you're just tuning into us, my name is Chef Dan Catania here at MealPro. All right, so we're going to do a 4-egg Hollandaise. So I have 4 farm eggs here, and then we're going to crack it open over the bowl. And all we're going to use for the Hollandaise, of course, you know, is just the yolk. So I'm just going to separate the yolk, okay, with the by going back and forth on the eggshell. You could get some of the egg white in it, but as long as you don't have a whole lot, it's okay. But you could separate that and then put that in a separate bowl, right? All right, so here comes the second one. Okay, so just crack open your egg, let it sit in its shell, draw down the egg white into it, right? And then some people, you could save the egg white, and you could use that egg white when you do meringue pies or any kind of like Swiss meringues. Okay, so you save that egg white. All right, so I'm just going to crack the third egg. All right, let the egg white go into my pot there. Stick it into my bowl. 3. 4. Let the egg white run out of the eggshell. There it goes. Get out of there. There it is. Right? Right into my bowl. Okay, and then right into my stainless steel bowl. All right, now at this point what I like doing is some chefs start right away into it. I add the ingredients into it. So you could use lemon juice or you could buy fresh lemons. Of course, it's always better to have fresh lemons if you have it handy, but if you use a lot of lemon in a lot of your cooking, so you could buy one of these at the store, a smaller one if you want. All right, so I'm gonna get the juice, maybe a half of the juice of the lemon. And be careful that you don't add the seeds in there by mistake, because if you do, you're just gonna pick them out. Okay, and at this point too, what I like doing is I have a little bit of white wine and water. I just do a combination of both. And I'm going to add a good couple of teaspoons of water inside of my mix. Okay, I'm going to turn down my flame on my double broiler, because we're going to use a double broiler, okay? So as you can see, I'm mixing that around. Okay, so I'm just going to take my cloth here, and I have my water that's of the double broiler that's simmering. You don't want to get it too hot because you don't want scrambled eggs. So I'm going to turn that real low and make sure that my water isn't boiling too hot. All right, so I'm going to put this right on top of my water, and I'm going to start to whip right away. And what you want to look for is that you're cooking it like a custard. Okay, so what you're creating when you put it over the double broiler is what we call in the French language a zabayon. So you just keep whipping it around. Because that double broiler, what's going to happen is it's going to cook your eggs, right? But like I say, you don't want to scramble it. So I go from time to time, I'll take it out of there. All right? And then I also have some of the cold water with the wine. I keep that aside too, because if it gets too hot, what I do is I'll take and I'll add a little bit of that water to cool it down some. Okay, so right now it's doing okay. At this stage, it's called a zabayon, right? And sometimes too, you could see the bottom of the bowl when you do your whipping. That's an indication that your eggs are completely done. Okay, so then I'm going to take it off there. And then, so little tricks of the trade is you just wet a towel at home, right, like this, and then just flip it around. Whoops, excuse me, flip it around, and then you just put it right on your table, right, like that. And then the bowl sits right on top. And you don't have to move it, it doesn't go all over the place, right? All right, so at this point I'm going to take my melted butter. So you want to melt down your butter. I'd say maybe a half of a pound of butter, because that's going to go into your sauce. So if you're right-handed with your whip, you're going to keep your butter on your left. So you want to make sure that your butter is not super, super hot. You want it room temperature, right? And then you're just going to drizzle it in real slow, not fast, until it emulsifies. Kind of like making mayonnaise. That'll be another show that I'll do. I'll show you how to make a mayonnaise from scratch too, okay? Just keep going with the butter. You'll probably go double in volume. You just have to go slow at it when you make your Hollandaise. They have some Hollandaise mixes out there too that you could get. It's a dry mix and you just add either milk to it or some oil and butter or oil and water into it. Those are okay. But you know, there's nothing like really making your own fresh Hollandaise sauce, right? When you have some guests coming over for a breakfast and you're going to have some beautiful traditional Eggs Benedict. Okay, just keep pouring it in there. Nice and smooth. Okay, of course, the rule of thumb is in the kitchen, you taste your products. See how it tastes. And a lot of the rule of thumb is too, if you could take the back of a spoon, like a regular teaspoon, and dip it in the sauce, if it takes it and coats it real well, that means your sauce is done. Okay, so remember that. See how the nice coating is not running off of it? That means that's the sign that your Hollandaise sauce is done. So let me just take a little taste of this Hollandaise. And actually, I forgot, I'm going to put just a pinch of cayenne pepper. Not a lot, just to kick it up some, right? And then, of course, my seasoning salt mix blend. I'm going to add that in with it too. And you may want to add a squeeze of more lemon in there too as well. So it's entirely up to you. I don't like it too much lemony, but I like that lemon flavor to come out though. Okay, so let's give it a taste. Just like Escoffier, the best, molto bene. So I'm just going to take a plate and then just give you an idea on how it's going to look on the plate. And I'll just swirl it a bit so you can see the smoothness of the Hollandaise, right? 1, 2. See how nice and smooth that is? Beautiful Hollandaise sauce. All right, so there you go. Click the like button if you like it. Go click and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, order your food from MealPro. It's the best, made here from scratch. All right, so that's it. Arrivederci. I'll see you next time.